Today we have a special newscast for you, hosted by Small Town Productions. We will be going over a ton of recent events. We'll be discussing the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you're a Clint Eastwood fan, you'll know what we mean. But honestly, we believe news should never be one-sided. We'll be discussing some sensitive topics today, so by all means, leave your comments below and let us know what you think. Our journalist was down in Ottawa during the Freedom Convoy 2022 protests, and we were following all the action live. There was a ton of people out there, more on the weekends though. A majority of these folk are hardworking, loving, prideful Canadians, and a few bad choices left a mark on the entire group, which was apparent by our Prime Minister's remarks, calling the group a small fringe minority and racist misogynist. You know, there was that one photo of JT at a Halloween party. We think that was a pretty bad choice, but to say that about the whole group or even Justin himself would be largely false. Secondly, we want to discuss and address the police brutality that was said to take place. There was good and bad officers on duty that day. We did see a lot of officers using sticks like this on the internet in live streams.
Don't resist, guys, come on! No, guys! Don't resist! Don't resist! Don't resist, guys! Don't resist! Don't resist! Back up!
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Yeah.
Don't resist! Don't resist, guys! Come on! Don't resist!
Partagez tout le monde, partagez!
Don't resist! Don't resist! Don't resist! Come on, guys! Come on! No resisting, guys! This one's on! Back up!
Hey guys, back up!
This is getting brutal.
La surprise Québec est en train de battre tout le monde gratuitement.
You are criminals! Shame on your actions are criminals!
Fuck la surprise du Québec,
C'est dégueulasse!
Your actions are criminals!
Hey, on peut. En tout cas, j'aurais plus jamais respect de la surprise du Québec. Plus jamais.
Vous avez une belle image mondiale! Vous avez toute une image mondiale! On est la risée du monde!
Yeah.
We also saw an instance of our reporter under a threat of arrest being told he could walk to Canadian Tire.
What do you mean not to come here? I came to Canadian Tire and it's closed. I'm leaving here.
Okay.
Why are you talking?
What do you mean?
You're yelling at me.
Yeah, because you've been told not to come here. And yeah,
What do you mean? I was told I could come here and I got out of a cab right down there and they told me Canadian Tire was no problem.
so you can't
I
come
came here and you're screaming at me. Why?
So you can't come here, okay? So you
I'm not coming here. I'm leaving,
well,
sir.
You clearly saw there was a truck there, an SUV.
Why
okay?
are you touching me?
Okay, because you can't. You've been told already. So let's just go.
I'm trying to go to Loblaws.
Okay, you can't come here. You'll be arrested for obstruction.
No, I don't want to be arrested.
Let's go.
Well, how do I get back to my car?
Okay, where's your car?
At Loblaws.
Okay, we'll find another way to get to Loblaws. You can't come here. You've been told already.
I'm not coming here. I'm leaving
Well, you
here.
clearly walk on the sidewalk.
Oh, can I walk on that
You can't
sidewalk?
walk on the sidewalk. The other side I walk as well. It's closed. So let's go. You'll be arrested right now.
Wow.
What's wrong with you?
Wow. It's all right. I got it all on record when I was told I could walk up here. Wow. Being pushed and shoved around and beaked off to by a tyrant. Unbelievable. Well, we see who the aggressive ones are. So glad I got that on camera. Manhandling a peaceful Canadian citizen who did absolutely nothing but what he was told he could do by another officer. And she's all on camera. Don't you love the world of live streaming? You can make tyrants look stupid in a second. All right, guys, well, I really don't want to get arrested, so I'm going to have to go the other way.
With all of this though, we did see some good on that day. Searching the live feeds, we saw cops hugging protesters, almost to let them know it's going to be okay.
Hey, leave the dark side. Join dark, come on.
Yeah, okay, good.
In other news, Justin Trudeau has pledged his support to the people of Ukraine during this hardship. Vladimir Putin should be ashamed that his distrust in NATO and the governments around the world have led him into attempting to reclaim Ukraine as Russian territory. This would deter another NATO military base from being constructed.
Будет ли что-то зависеть от хода переговоров? Наши действия будут зависеть не от хода переговоров, а от безусловного обеспечения безопасности России сегодня и на историческую перспективу. В этой связи мы ясно и четко дали понять, что дальнейшее движение НАТО на восток неприемлемо. Ну чего здесь непонятного? Мы что ли ставим ракеты рядом с границами Соединенных Штатов? Нет. Это же Соединенные Штаты своими ракетами пришли к нашему дому. На пороге нашего дома находятся уже. Ну разве это какое-то избыточное требование? Не ставить больше никаких ударных систем у нашего дома. Ну чего здесь необычного? Вот как американцы бы отнеслись, если мы бы взяли там на границе между Канадой и США или на границе Мексики и США, поставили бы наши ракеты. А что, разве у Мексики и у США не было никогда территориальных вопросов? А Калифорния кому принадлежала раньше? А Техас? Подзабыли, что ли? Ну ладно, все затихло. Никто не вспоминает про это, так как вспоминают сегодня про Крым. Замечательно. Но и мы стараемся не вспоминать о том, что как Украина-то складывалась. Кто ее создал-то? Ленин Владимир Ильич, когда создавал Советский Союз. Договор 22 года союзный и 24 год Конституции. Правда, после его смерти, но по его принципам создан. Значит, ну, вопрос в безопасности. Сейчас, бог с ней, с историей. Вопрос в обеспечении безопасности. Поэтому нам важен не ход переговоров, нам важен результат. Ну разве мы не знаем? Я же много раз уже об этом сказал. И вы наверняка знаете хорошо. Ни одного дюйма на восток, сказали нам в 90-е годы. Ну и чего? Надули. Просто нагло обманули. 5 волн расширения НАТО. И теперь уже, пожалуйста, в Румынии, сейчас в Польше появляются соответствующие системы. Вот о чем речь. Ну поймите же вы в конце концов. Не мы кому-то угрожаем. Мы что ли пришли туда, к границам США? Или к границам Великобритании? Или куда? К нам пришли. И теперь еще говорят, нет, теперь и Украина будет в НАТО. Значит, и там будут системы. Или, бог с ним, не в НАТО, а на двусторонней основе будут. Базы и ударные системы вооружений. Ну вот о чем идет речь. А вы требуете от меня каких-то гарантий. Вы должны нам дать гарантии. Вы. И немедленно. Сейчас.
Anonymous has resurfaced, and they are not happy with Mr. Putin. This video surfaced on the organization's social media pages, and this is what they had to say.
Citizens of the world, this is a message to Vladimir Putin from Anonymous. Mr. Putin, the ongoing invasion of Ukraine has shown that your regime has no respect for human rights or the self-determination of your neighbors. In the past several days, a full-scale invasion has commenced, civilian neighborhoods have been bombed, and innocent people have been killed. Refugees are fleeing the violence and the population is being forced into conscription by Ukrainian officials. This is an ugly situation all around, but you are the instigator. You have criticized the US military and NATO for their occupation and bombardment of the Middle East, which is certainly a fair criticism, but you have shown that you are no better than the imperialist governments that you criticize, and the whole world can see through your propaganda. Even the citizens that you are claiming to protect are entirely against the war and protesting across dozens of major cities in Russia. Your tyrannical response to the Russian anti-war protesters will only spark further unrest among the Russian people, who are suffering the consequences of your foolish actions. The sanctions will hurt your citizens far more than they will hurt you, which is why the sanctions are not a proper deterrent. Now, the most popular resistance will come from within. The police brutality seen in the streets during these demonstrations will only provoke further protests and destroy your credibility even more. This invasion will also begin to create more problems for you on the geopolitical front, as more countries around the world begin to see you as a threat and an enemy. This is especially true of your neighbors who have maintained a level of neutrality up until now. Finland and Sweden are now expected to join NATO, due to concerns that your ambitions for conquest are much greater than you are willing to admit. If you continue on this path, you will continue to lose support among Russian citizens, other countries around the world will refuse to cooperate with you, and you will face unprecedented cyber attacks from all corners of the world. Members of Anonymous have declared cyber war against your aggressive regime, with numerous government websites being taken offline in the past several days. A few downed websites is only the beginning though. Soon you will feel the full wrath of the world's hackers, many of whom will likely reside from your home country. Your secrets may no longer be safe, and there is a chance that key components of your government's infrastructure could be hijacked. Now with the invasion of Ukraine, the previous invasions of Georgia and Crimea are starting to come into focus and show a clear strategy for Russia to recapture key areas that were once held by the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union failed many years ago and the world has not forgotten the brutality of that regime. The people of the world will resist you every step of the way. This is not a war that you can win regardless of how powerful you think you are. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. Expect us.
It's a crazy world out there, folks, and we want to showcase some of that positive news as well.